We're going to begin on the headlines this morning, and of course, that takes us to Baltimore. Work is underway this morning to remove debris from what was once the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Those demolition crews, they have a lot of work cut out for them. They are now cutting away parts of the bridge that fell into the river using torches and are trying to lift that steel onto barges to cart it away. The bridge collapsed, as you know, early Tuesday morning. There were 6 workers on that bridge at the time of the collapse. So far, 2 of the bodies have been found, but 4 have yet to be located and are presumed dead. Maryland's Governor Wes Moore said Saturday that there is help for companies and workers who have been impacted by the bridge collapse.
Small businesses affected by the disaster can now apply for disaster loan assistance from the federal government, and these are low-interest loans up to $2 million. They're going to help us ensure that our small businesses get the cash that they need to pay their bills and to keep people employed.
Of course, there's been a human cost in all of this, as long as we're also dealing with a possible economic impact of the bridge collapse for the companies and the consumers that rely on that port. For more on the business perspective of all this, we want to welcome in Marty Durbin this morning. Marty is the Vice President of Policy at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Obviously, everyone mourns the loss of life that is involved in this disaster, but there are natural questions, just based upon what's been going on with the economy the last couple of years. First of all, give us an idea. How important is Baltimore's port?
Well, first of all, Tom, again, let's acknowledge the human tragedy of those who lost their lives and the families affected. But no, the Port of Baltimore plays a really important role, not only in the local economy, but in the regional economy, and even more globally. Where it is located, it's the furthest inland port on the eastern seaboard, which makes it that much easier to reach markets inside the country.
And why is that? Because of the trucking capabilities that it has?
Trucking, rail, all of the other, and the capacity that it's built up over the years. So you've heard that 800,000 vehicles, automobiles, came through the port last year. It's because they have the specialized equipment to do that, and again, because Baltimore is closer to the Ohio, Michigan, what have you. They've got the infrastructure to get the vehicles there.
Now, a lot of times we'll see in the oil industry, if there is a disturbance anywhere in the area where oil production takes place, automatically we'll start seeing gas prices. This is a different situation, though. Are these goods that have already been bought and paid for, and should we necessarily affect a price increase across all matters of the economy, just not some?
Well, some of this will depend on how quickly they can get the port operating again. So that's the importance of the recovery. But I don't think there's any question. We're already seeing that shippers are looking to find different destinations for their shipments. So if they've now got to divert to other ports along the eastern seaboard or even on the west coast, you're going to see delays. You'll see increases in cost just because of the increased trucking cost to get it to its destination. So I think we can definitely expect to see some cost effects here, but exactly how long-term that is, we'll have to see.
People got a crash course on this the last couple of years when they learned about how important, shipping is tied to the goods and services they need. Is the industry rebounded from that yet? Or are we still feeling any post-pandemic catch-up that's been going on with this now on top of it?
In general, it feels as though we have caught up from that, during the pandemic, the supply chains and the bottlenecks. There's still some lingering issues, but for the most part, that has been resolved. So again, I think what we're going to see is that we will see cargoes divert, but let's be clear. Baltimore itself in this region, this is going to be difficult. It is going to be hard, but because of some of the inherent benefits that Baltimore has, those specialized container equipment, but also things like they've been building infrastructure up around the Port of Baltimore. Even the expansion of the Howard Street Tunnel in Baltimore is going to allow for double-decker container. Well, you've seen different companies locate around the Port of Baltimore simply because they know that type of infrastructure is coming. So while it is going to hurt in the short term, we know longer term we've got an opportunity to improve things.
There's also been a growing vacation cruise industry that has been building up in the Baltimore area, which has now been temporarily moved. If they are able to clear this steel, and that work only just started yesterday. It could take some time. Are there other ports in the area that are able to kind of fill this gap in the short term?
From the cruise side, I don't think there's a quick and easy, we'll just move it to somewhere else. They've built up the infrastructure here in Baltimore. Again, why it's so important, how quickly can they get the channel open again?
Are there certain industries in particular that will feel this effect most? Now, we know there's an Amazon distribution center there. That's generally shipped out by trucks, but the goods come into that area. There's a VW plant in that region as well, too.
Right.
What does feel it before other sectors feel it?
Well, there's several different aspects to this. Number one, as I said, on automobiles. It is the largest port in the country for both import and export of automobiles, and for all the reasons, for both the geographic location, the specialized equipment that they have. It's also the second largest exporter of coal, so that too is another, that you've got the infrastructure already established to get coal to where it is. Then I think you start to look at other, the agricultural equipment that makes it into the Midwest, and then there's a lot of discretionary shipments, as they call them, that could end up going to other ports. I will say that our colleagues at the Maryland Chamber of Commerce are doing a great job of putting together a program called Bridges to Recovery to help businesses in the region and in the state identify where the problems are and things that we can be doing to help them.
This is a massive undertaking, not only physically of working on that bridge, but the economic impact of all of it as well, too. So we do thank you for giving us perspective on exactly what's important economically about that bridge as well, too. Marty Durbin is the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, joining us live this morning.